Sairam students, today we are going to learn Geography, 9th chapter, Energy Resources. This is our part 2. Before that, let's take a short recap what we had learned in our previous session. We had learned energy resources. Means what is energy resources? Okay. And now we are going to study the following table shows the characteristics of the energy resources through their classification. In it now 2 points have been differentiated here, or difference between, we can say, between substance based energy resources and process based energy resources. We are going to see. First is examples: wood, coal, mineral oil, natural gas, waste matter, atoms. And the examples for process-based energy resources are the sun, wind, water, tides and heat from the earth's interior. Okay. So the next point, substances do not last perpetually. Perpetually means forever. So substances do not last forever. And here the next point is natural processes are perpetual. Perpetual means everlasting, never ending. So natural processes are everlasting or never ending. Okay. Now the next is substances get used up. Means we use them. Substances get used up. And the next is processes are always available. So processes are always available for us. Okay. Then the next is reuse is not possible in substance based energy resource. Means we cannot reuse it once it is used. And here reuse is possible. Means process based energy resources, we can reuse it. Okay. So students, the next point is in substance based energy resources availability is limited, and in process based energy resources availability is unlimited. In substance based energy resources takes thousands of years to replenish them, means to refill them. So thousands of years are taken to refill them. Okay. And in process based energy resources, these are easily available in nature. So students, the next point, except for an atomic energy, all other resources are biotic. So students, biotic means living components of a community. For example, animals and plants. Okay, means living atomic energy, all other resources are biotic. And in process based resources, all processes are natural. Okay, everything is natural. Then the next point, generation of energy leads to pollution. Means after one generation to the other generation, what happens? Energy leads to pollution. And here in the process based energy resources, generation of energy is pollution free. Okay, there is no pollution. Now the next point, in substance based energy resources, except for atomic energy, all other resources are conventional. And in process based energy resources, all these resources are non-conventional. So students, conventional sources of energy means coal, petrol and natural gas are non-renewable resources of energy. Okay. And non-conventional sources of energy means, for example, solar and wind energy are renewable sources of energy. They have been in use since long time. For example, firewood and coal have been in use since a long time. Okay. Now the next, in substance based energy resources, generation of energy is relatively cheap. Okay. And in process-based energy resources, developing the technology for the use of these resources is expensive. So, substance-based energy resources, it is cheap. So, students, cheap means, yes, low priced. Okay. And here in process-based energy resources, developing the technology for the use of these resources is expensive. Yes, means costlier. Then next point, in substance-based energy resources, being inflammable, these resources cause damage to the environment. Okay, means it may harm the environment. And here in process-based energy resources, in the long run, these energy resources are environment friendly. Means they are very friendly to the environment. Okay, means they don't harm the environment. Okay, then next is in substance-based energy resources, type of power generation is thermal and atomic. And in process-based energy resources, type of power generation is thermal and kinetic. Now the next see
Figure 9.6 to 9.10
shows that various energy resources are used for cooking food. So let's see. See, this is the figure 9.6. Cooking on a stove. So you can see that man, he is cooking foodstuffs on the stove. Okay. And this is figure 9.7. Roasting on a coal burner. You can see a man, what he is doing? He is roasting on a coal burner. What he is roasting? Yes, maize. Maize corns are there. He is roasting on a coal burner. Okay. Now the next see. This is 9.8 figure. Cooking on a kerosene stove. What the lady is doing? She is cooking on a kerosene stove. Okay. Then this is the figure 9.9. Removing baked items from an oven. So you can see the baker, what he is doing? He is removing baked item from an oven. Okay. Now the next is
Figure 9.10
he is cooking on a gas stove. Yes, everyone has this gas stove at home. Okay. Students, using these energy resources, we can undertake the following kinds of power generation: hydel power, thermal power, atomic power, geothermal power, etc. So, what happened now? After seeing the pictures, you can imagine using these energy resources, we can undertake the following kinds of power generation: hydel power, thermal power, atomic power, geothermal power, etc. Okay. Now the next. In thermal power stations, it is necessary to burn the energy resources directly to generate electricity. Means in thermal power station, what happens? It is necessary to burn the energy resources directly to generate electricity. And kinetic energy can also be used to generate power or electricity. Okay, I repeat, kinetic energy can also be used to generate power or electricity. Okay, now the next, this is the information. The demand for energy is constantly on the rise due to the growing needs of human beings. Solar energy and wind energy are easily available to us. So students, solar energy and wind energy are easily available to us. So solar energy means energy
emitted
by the sun. Okay. And wind energy means energy which is
emitted
from the wind. Okay. And they are easily available to us. But the power generated using these resources has to be stored in sufficient quantities to ensure continuous power supply. So students, the power generated using these energies or resources such as to be stored in sufficient quantities to ensure continuous power supply. Means we have to store in sufficient quantity, enough quantity. Okay. Students, at present it is very expensive to store these energy. Effects are on to make these resources affordable through research. So at present it is very expensive, means costly, to store this energy. Effects are on to make these resources affordable. Affordable means reasonable, means effects are on to make these resources very reasonable for the peoples through research. Okay. Now the next is substance based energy resources. First is wood. In villages, wood is used on a large scale for cooking on earthen stove. So this is the
Figure 9.11.
cooking on an earthen stove. You can see the lady, she is cooking on the earthen stove. Okay. So in villages, wood is used on a large scale for cooking on earthen stoves. So the next is coal. Long ago, plant and animal remains got buried due to earth movements. They were then decomposed due to pressure and heat, leaving behind the element carbon. That is how coal was formed. So students, long ago what happened? Plants and animal remains, means leftover, got buried due to earth movement, means they were buried under the earth. Okay, due to the earth's movement, they were then decomposed due to pressure and heat, means they were decayed, or you can say caused to decay due to pressure and heat, leaving behind the element, means the leftover was carbon, and that is how coal was formed. Okay. Coal is used for different purposes according to its quality. Low quality coal is used for cooking and coke, and high quality coal is used in industries as also in thermal power stations. So low quality coal is used for cooking and coke, and high quality coal is used in industries as also in thermal power stations. Okay. Now you can see in the picture this
Figure 9.12.
a blacksmith at work. So he is using coal. You can see here, see, he is using coal. Okay. So a blacksmith at work. So the next picture is
Figure 9.13.
oil rig. You can see. So mineral oil and natural gas. Like coal, these were also produced due to earth movements. Mineral oil is found under land surface and also below the ocean floor. So students, mineral oil is found under land surface and also below the ocean floors. And like coal, these were also produced due to earth movement. Okay. So the next point, in most of the mineral oil wells, reserves of natural gas are also found. So students, in most of the mineral oil wells, reserves means retained for future use. So reserves of natural gas are also found. Mineral oil reserves are limited in nature. Okay, mineral oil reserves are limited in nature. So however, this oil is in great demand. So mineral oil is in great demand. Hence the cost of mineral oil is very high. So what happened now? The cost of mineral oil is very high. It is called black gold because it has a blackish color and it is costly. So the mineral oil is called black gold. Gold is costly, so the black gold is also costly. It has a blackish color and it is costly. These energy resources are used in thermal power generation. So where are they used? They are used in thermal power generation. So that's all for today. Saira, thank you.